is going on? Welcome back to the In the Round podcast. You got Matt and Tyler here, still up in Delaware. We're doing some Skype sessions, and we have a guy with us today who we are big fans of, a guy that's written a lot of cool songs, a really cool dude, and we're very happy to have him. It's Mr. Randy Montana. Randy, how you doing?
Good, man. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great.
We're hanging in there, man. So you're down in Nashville right now. What's Nashville, Tennessee like here on 420? Usually a day everybody's out partying.
Yeah, very quiet. It's a very quiet 420. Yeah, man. No, I'm hanging out here. I'm in the my wife's closet. We've got our little office set up in here. So
nice.
Yeah, man. No, everything's good. It's a beautiful day, sunny day. Hanging with my kids today, and took my middle son turkey hunting this morning, and man, just enjoying Monday. So
nice.
Awesome.
There you go. That's great. You get to be home with the kids right now. That's like one of the saving graces of this whole thing. Like if you're looking at the positives, you get to be home a lot with the kids, and you get to go turkey hunting a lot now. Like you have all this time on your hand. It is turkey season.
Absolutely, man. It's been good. I mean, like there's so many ways. Like the adjustment at first was super. It was hard to get used to when the go kind of came to a screeching halt when everything shut down. That took some adjusting, but it's like, man, the longer this has gone on, the more appreciative I've been for the time that I've gotten with my kids. You know, we don't get time like this. You know what I mean? Even in the summer when they're off school, it's like I'm still working every day for the most part. And so it's been a great little slowdown, and I'm still working from the house. You know what I mean? Like I actually in here, I write quite a bit in here, and we kind of do it over either Skype or Zoom or even FaceTime and things like that. And so, you know, I'll come in here and write for a couple hours a day, and then, but man, everybody's here. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing, man. It's good to be around. I mean, obviously we all kind of get to our wits' end every now and then with each other, but man, that's what bedrooms and cold beers for. You know what I mean?
Amen to that. Absolutely. And you've had a lot of success recently, a lot of big songs coming out, and the ones that really come to mind. I mean, what I love about what you've been doing, like a lot of people, when they think about like songwriters and stuff, they don't necessarily know who's writing the songs that they're hearing on the radio or that they're streaming. What you did on Spotify with making that playlist of Randy Montana songs where you can go through and look at all the stuff that's out there right now. Bro, 2019 and 2020, pretty good years for you, huh?
It's been good, man. It's been really good. We're it's funny, you know, as a writer, you keep your head down, your blinders on, you know what I mean, and you're kind of just moving forward, and it's next song, but it's cool to look up every now and then, and like you said, you look at a list, you know, of songs that are out and active, and it's cool to kind of see the fruits of your labor out there, you know, people enjoying it, you know?
Yeah. Is there one particular that you're like especially proud of? Because I know there's so many that are out there now. Is there one in particular where you're like, that's my golden child? Or is it like having kids where it's not one is your favorite?
It's all for different reasons. You know what I mean? Like it would be like, you know, Beer Never Broke My Heart's special because that was my first number one, you know? Man, I love that. I wrote a song with Parker McCollum that he released called Pretty Heart. And I don't know what it is about that song. I love that song. And so, you know, that one, I feel like it's one of your kids too. You know what I mean? Like it's, but like I said, but it's all for different reasons. You know what I mean? Like they've all got a special spot for different reasons for each song, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you write with a lot of different people. And that's something that I've noticed from guys that are Nashville guys that are Texas guys. Going back one of your early cuts with a guy like George Strait, like you got like a wide array of work. And then, of course, stuff that you put out yourself doing the artist thing as well. So for you, kind of your journey, I know it says you were born in New York. You grew up in Nashville. So technically you're a unicorn, right? Do you claim being a unicorn?
Yeah, man. No, I do claim unicorn status in that I have no recollection of living in the state of New York. But yes, I was born in Albany. We moved down here we moved here when I had to be maybe 3 years old or something like that. And so, yeah, man, Nashville's always been home. And yeah, man, I mean, I feel like I've seen the city change so much over the years. Like even from when I was started driving at 16 years old, and just there's a road over here where I'm close to now where I live. And man, at night, if you were coming, it was an intersection. And if it was past 11 o'clock, man, for the most part, you weren't even putting on the brakes rolling through that intersection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now it's a big stoplight, huge, like in the afternoons, you get stuck in traffic there. So just to see like the city change is pretty crazy. But yeah, I do consider it. I consider myself a true Nashvilleian. Yeah.
Yeah, and growing up, how you grew up, I mean, having the lineage of songwriting's pretty much in your blood.
Yeah.
You being who your dad is and learning from him and just being around. Now, as a child, were you like in writers' rooms as a kid? Did your dad like bring you to writes? Because I have one of my roommates in town. His name's Ethan. He's a songwriter, and he brings his son Clayton along to write sometimes. He's a little 3-year-old, and he'll be sitting there. Did you ever have experiences like that growing up?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily in the writing room. I remember one time, like we were obviously around it a lot for like holiday parties, things like that, like through my dad's publishing company and all that. But I remember as a kid, my dad was in the studio. My dad, the reason we moved to Nashville is he got a record deal on Warner Brothers back in the mid '80s, and then it was Billy Montana and the Long Shots. It was a band, and so they signed the record deal. That's how we wound up moving to Nashville, Tennessee, and so fast forward, he loses that deal, winds up getting another deal in, I don't know, maybe I think I was 7 or 8 when he got it. And I remember he was making his second record in that record deal. And I got sick one day. I got sick as a dog, and I was, my mom was working full time, so I remember there was nobody to keep me. And so he had to take me to the studio. He was in the studio, and they were doing vocal overdubs. And this is back when they were tracking on 2-inch tape. So it wasn't Pro Tools. You know what I mean? Like right. It would rewind. It's like, if you're familiar with the recording process now, it's all digital. You know what I mean? It's like if you're going to move something, you literally grab the whole track and you can move it. You can cut, you can paste, you can crossfade. It's unbelievable. But back then they were still cutting the tape. And so, yeah, I have a vivid memory of being just sick, so sick. And I remember he put me on the floor in the corner and basically gave me a pillow and a blanket and said, just lay here and don't say anything. You know what I mean? And,
yeah.
And, but yeah, I have such a vivid memory of that day for some reason. But I think it's because when you wind the tape back, they were working on the chorus of this song. And when they would wind the tape back and start from they start from the top of the chorus every single time. And I'll never forget the top of the chorus. The line is, "I won't deny life's been treating me real good." And it is still stuck in my head. The top of that chorus is, "I won't deny, I won't deny." And if it did that twice in the day, it did it 4,000 times, like, because they were coming back and they were working on that chorus. And so I'll never, like, that's one of the times I remember being in the studio with my dad, is listening to that "I won't deny" haunting me still here, 30 years later, or however long it's been, you know what I mean? So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. And you talk about how Nashville's changed. You got a lot of people like myself. I'm originally from New York, and you can probably hear it from the accent. I'm a damn Yankee now because I've been in Nashville for over 2 years. So I've achieved damn Yankee status because I haven't gone back home yet. But seeing how Nashville's changed, now it's such a hub of just everything from bachelorette parties on pedal taverns to craziness on Broadway, and it's just weird how different it must have been even 10 years ago.
Yeah, because I moved here 7 years ago, and it's changed drastically since I moved here, because it still felt very much, and one of the things that helped me move here was that it still felt like a small town when I moved here.
And I think there is still there's still that element where it's always felt like a really big small town. You know what I mean? Like, it's always felt like a really big small town. But yeah, I mean, you talk about like the downtown scene and all that. Like, I mean, I'm 34, so that's, drinking age was 13 years ago for me, and it's like, man, that downtown was a different deal. I mean, it was still, like, even like talk about Demumbrium, where like Tin Roof and all that is. It's like, dude, that was a gravel parking lot across the street there. You know what I mean? And we would all park for free over there, and now it's 15-story condos up and down. And so, yeah, man, it's like you see the difference of how that tourism. You talk about all the pedal taverns and things like that. It's like tourism has just exploded. And man, it's like I got off an airplane. Maybe I don't know. This was in maybe February, March, and it was on a Sunday, and I was getting off. I was getting off Sunday morning, noonish, maybe right around noon, and I'm walking out, and so there's a whole slew of people coming to the gates, and man, if it was nothing but hungover bachelorette parties, like that was, they were all hungover, they were all in sweatpants, they were all carrying their pillows, you know what I mean? Like it was, like I literally started laughing out loud, man. I was like, this is a song.
Yeah, there it is. That right there is definitely a song idea. And something that we've talked about on here with some different guests and stuff is like when people move to town, because obviously a lot of people, there's a reason we refer to locals as unicorns, because there's more people from out of town coming in than there are Nashville natives, it seems. A lot of people, when they're first like finding co-writers and things like that, it's people that are moving to town around the same time. Like something like our buddies Gary and Charlie from Muscadine talked about, like they moved to town around the same time as guys like Ray Fulcher and Drew Parker, and those were some of their early co-writers. What's it like being a local, finding co-writers and things like that? Like when you first started getting into the music process?
Yeah, that's interesting because I had already I kind of already had it figured out where I was living. And even in college, I went to MTSU, you know what I mean? So I was right down the road in Murfreesboro. And so, yeah, I didn't do the whole like roommate thing. Let's rent a house over, off of Hillsborough Road for a little while. And I just didn't do that because, I already had roots here. You know what I mean? I had places to stay and I had that kind of figured out. And so, it's like your class essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Your class of people. And so mine was kind of like people that were all getting deals about the same time. You know what I mean? Like, specifically it was like Brett Eldridge and, I remember Frankie Ballard, like we kind of signed our pub deals and record deals all about the same time. Kip Moore, we signed our record deals about the same time and radio toured a lot together. I was on Universal for a while and he had just signed. So yeah, you got those people that you start out with and it's like you all remember each other. Like you all spend so much time together beating it up, just trying to get something going. You know what I mean? And you'll kind of always have that. I envied those guys that moved to town though and like did, jam, 4 people in a 2-bedroom house and figure out how to make that work. And we're all chasing the same dream, and so, those guys are brave, it's like, I often wonder that it's like, my dad always said, he's like, man, it was either between signing a record deal, that first deal, it was like, I was either going to sign that record deal or I was going to buy a farm in upstate New York.
Which is beautiful. Upstate New York is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Up kind of like in the Finger Lakes region, and like you often wonder. It's like, God, if he had done that, would I have had the balls to take off? And I don't know. I can't answer that. If I would have had the balls to come down here and chase a dream, it's like who knows what would have happened, but I mean, it's just circumstance. But yeah, man, it's like those guys that pack up and move to come chase a dream are, man, those are brave people. You know what I mean? Like they're brave, and that step is as hard as it is. I think that first step is the hardest. You know what I mean? It's like, it's one thing. It's like you look at how hard somebody works to, talk about your Muscadine guys. It's like, man, I love those dudes because they have put in so much time and effort on the road, writing songs, making their own records, like blazing their own trail. It's super cool, man. Yeah. It's like not many people that can say that they do it that way, and so like for them, it's like, yeah, all that work is definitely hard, and it takes so much time and effort. But like, man, I think the bravest step and the biggest step they ever took was leaving Mississippi and driving up here to Nashville and going, all right, man, we're going to do this. You know what I mean? Like that's starting from scratch. That's a looking at that blank page. You know what I mean? It's like, well, hell, I don't know what we're doing, but here we go,
And actually, so I come from the same area of the country originally that Gary and Charlie do. In fact, Gary and I played football against each other like in high school. Yeah. And, just coming from like our area of the country to somewhere like Nashville, they were more in the city than I was. I was way out in the sticks. But even so, like, moving up there, like, it's one of those things where a lot of people are not for you for that. I know that they've had a backing system and all, and they had, their roots in Alabama already and Mississippi and stuff. But like, it's one of those things where like, it's not like a city where everything's possible. It's a totally different mindset of moving. So it evens add a more of a challenge to it.
That's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And so being a local, I got to ask you, we always talk about food on here. We're big food guys. And for me, I'm a big pizza guy being from New York, but Boudreaux here, he's taken me to almost every Mexican spot in a 30-mile radius of all over the Middle Tennessee region, and hot chicken and stuff like that. For you, where's the go-to hot chicken spot being a local?
Oh, dude, but I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not a huge hot chicken guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. Every now and then, and it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like enough time passes by for me to completely forget. Like there's some like psychological law. There has to be, because it's like enough time passes by for me to realize just how miserable my insides were the last time I ate. Yeah. And it's got to be a 7-year thing or something. I don't know. There's got to be something to it, but it's like, so yes, every now and again I will do it. And the last time was, it was awful. So I'm in that period of where I have a vivid memory of how awful it was for me. It's just like, it doesn't agree with me. It's so good. Don't get me wrong. I think it's so good. We had a food truck outside of that. I don't know. There's some cool little bar that's got a bunch of old arcade games and like mini bowling in there. Have y'all ever been to that?
Pins, it's the Pins Mechanical that's over like I think it's near like 12th or something.
Right by 12th and Porter. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a hot chicken truck out front there, and man, it was delicious. But yeah, not a good 24 hours for your boy here,
Oh, I've definitely been there, and that's something, being out on the road and stuff. And being a New Yorker, I've been learning a lot about Southern cuisine, and the guys will fuck with me a little bit. They'll be like, "Hey, go try chicken gizzards." Like, they won't tell me what chicken gizzards are, but we'll pull up to a gas station in Bumblefuck, Mississippi, and Gary will be like, "Hey, you got to get the chicken gizzards, man. It's a thing. You can't be in Mississippi and not get gizzards, or you can't be in Louisiana and not get like boudin balls or get pig's feet or this or that." And they just love introducing the Yankee to all the interesting food choices of the redneck South culture.
That's hilarious, man. And there's so many like little niche dishes, man, that like I said, it's like, if you don't know what it is, like it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
dude.
You're not going to find out.
At this point, though, he should know whenever he's getting set up, because we always let him go first in line. Like chicken gizzards, we're like, dude, get chicken gizzards. And he gets them, and then we're all like, yeah, we're going to get them too. And when we go up and we're like, yeah, we'll take the chicken fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and the one in Mississippi, the first time the one time they got me with the gizzards, I looked full like straight out of like the Bronx or somewhere in New York City. I had a fitted Yankees hat with a t-shirt with the Adidas like jumpsuit pants, and the old ladies behind the counter were like, "This kid ain't from around here," you know, like they could hear it in my voice and stuff. But yeah, so the other thing I wanted to ask you, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff we want to talk to you about being what you've done in terms of being a writer, doing the artist thing. You rewind to the artist thing back in, it was like 2010, 2011. The Put Me in a Box comes out, and a lot of people heard that when Justin Ward cut it, and a lot of those songs now, and there's one that I know that I'd heard about Ashlyn Kraft cutting, right?
Yeah, she cut Trainwreck. That's on that same little EP that we did. So yeah, dude, her version's awesome.
Yeah. So what was it like putting that project out in kind of the early days of Randy Montana, the artist?
Yeah, no, I had signed to. I was on Universal Records for a while there, and I had made a record. I'd made a full length for Universal, which we had put like a couple singles out there, and you know, they both would we put two singles out, and I had the disease of 34 or whatever it was. It would just they both died at 34 for some reason. That was my number, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we did that project. That's full length, and then kind of after I came out of my record deal, I just wanted to do something else on my own, you know what I mean? And so I made that Put Me in a Box EP, and yeah. And so, man, I put together, yeah, those were just songs that I'd love, that I'd written kind of since my deal was over, and, you know, and put it out. And so, yeah, it's cool to see, like, it's cool when a guy like Justin hears Put Me in a Box and wants to record it for his own record. I had another one on there called Rebel Kids.
Yeah, I dig Rebel Kids a lot. Like, because I remember, so my background, I was a country radio DJ up in New Jersey before moving down to Nashville. So I would, like, during that time period when that record, when Kinda Don't Care and that whole record came out, and Rebel Kids was one of my favorite tracks on that record, which is super cool. So when I saw that on the list of Randy Montana songs, I was like, I got to ask him about that one. What was the story behind Rebel Kids? Because that's a song that I really grew up liking.
Thanks, man. No. Just if you're talking about songs that are special to you, I think that one is up there just in as far as truth goes. You know what I mean? Like as honest as it gets from me. You know what I mean? And my buddy Dan Isbell too. I think we're kind of cut from the same cloth, and so. But yeah, as far as a super like personal song, that's probably it. And I was gonna put it on that Put Me in a Box. I was gonna put it on the Put Me in a Box EP. But man, right after I wrote it and I demoed it, and Luke Bryan heard it and put it on hold immediately, and I was like,
shit.
Yeah, it was kind of like it kind of sounded like it was like, oh man, this is gonna happen, you know. And anyway, that wound up falling through. But then as soon as that did, Justin scooped it up and he cut that one and put Me in a Box. And so, but I'd already put the EP out by then, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, it's cool. Like, talk about like just the life of a song and kind of where it starts and why it gets the place that it does. It's just like, there's no rhyme or reason to it, but you look back at it and it's like, wow, that thing they take on little lives of their own, you know?
Yeah. And a guy that you've written quite a bit with and have some cuts with as a fellow writer, Jonathan Singleton. What's it like getting in a room with one of the kings? I regard him as like where the modern country scene is right now. Jonathan has a huge hold on how things are the way they are in terms of like what's out there. He's such a monster writer and such a creative guy. What's it like getting in a room and penning a song with Jonathan Singleton?
It's an absolute nightmare. I mean, it's an absolute, no, I'm kidding. It's not, man. I've known Jonathan since, I think we met in 2008, I think 2007
wow.
And 2008. Yeah. And, yeah, man, we both had record deals at the same time. So he was on Universal South and I was on Universal. And those are under the Universal umbrella, but here in Nashville, it was two totally separate companies. You know what I mean? Like, it was two totally separate record companies, but we had the same booking agent. And so I remember he had just come off touring with Eric Church. And I think I had just gotten done. I think I was out with Sugarland and Little Big Town for like 6 weeks or something like that, 6-8 weeks or something. So anyway, we had both done like these pretty good sized tours, and then they put us together to do a bunch of smaller clubs, and we followed each other in our bands followed each other in 16 passenger vans, which y'all are familiar with. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
We did that for, God knows how long. And I don't know why. I remember it felt like we were always in Florida. Like we were always in Florida. I don't know why. It went other places, you know what I mean? But I felt like we were always in Florida. And but yeah, so that's where I met Jonathan, and we wrote some back then, and then we've been writing honestly since then. You know what I mean? Like, it's been more some years, less others, but like, yeah. So that relationship goes back. I mean, before we had kids, before we bought houses. You know what I mean? Like, I remember him having his first 2 hits. You know what I mean? And being like, man, that'd be cool to have one day. You know? So
yeah.
Yeah. So like that relationship it's like so many, like the guys you moved to town with, man. It's like you'll look back and go, well, that was one of the first people that I met. You know what I mean? And so writing together it's a seamless thing, man. Like I said, we've been doing it for years. I think that's why it works. You know, it's like you're just used to being in the room with each other. You know?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, man, and I can only imagine what the room must have been like that day when you guys wrote "Beer Never Broke My Heart," when it was the two of y'all and Luke.
Yeah, well, it was a good day.
Yeah, that and Luke's the guy doing country radio. When I was doing it, I was doing it right around like from 2013 to 2017. So we had the pleasure of getting to know Luke early on when I was doing that stuff up in New Jersey, and to see the monster explosion from where it started with Hurricane, and even earlier than that, touring around the Southeast to where he's at now. Having a few cuts. Also, Houston, we got a problem on there. You've got quite a few cuts with Luke, and so what's it like getting in a room with him too?
Man, Luke is great. One of those people, like you're saying, man. It's like, dude, I met Luke kind of back before. Like, Luke played me that first record. It wasn't even mixed yet. It was the first mix of that first record. And going back to turkey hunting, we went turkey hunting. We both killed a bird.
Of course.
all good things start there. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so we met. We did. Sorry, not that. Yeah. So that's where he and I met. And he played me that first record in my truck, and we started writing songs, and you know, same with it, moved on. It's like we're writing all the same people, writing with Jonathan, and doing it that way, man. And so yeah, I mean, what writing? You should talk about writing "Beer Never Broke My Heart," and like, man, it was. I loved it. Like, so where it is now, like you said, it's like, you know, Luke now, you know, the arena tour act. You know what I mean? The arena act that's selling out these places in 10 minutes and 15,000 people showing up, and there'd be another 15,000 at the door waiting to get in if they thought they could, you know. And but like, you know, like writing a song like "Beer Never Broke My Heart," it's like we wrote it on Luke's bus, man, and I remember he was parked outside of a club in I think we were in Columbia, Missouri, because it was where isn't Missouri?
Yep.
The University of Mizzou in Columbia?
Yeah, that's Mizzou.
Yeah. It was outside. I remember we were outside of a bar there, and it was like an 800 seat place. You know what I mean? And so I just say it to say, it's like how it looks like it was very orchestrated. Like, oh, it's going to be the "Beer Never Broke My Heart" tour, and the single's going to come out in the middle of the tour. But like, man, at the time, like, he was still playing 800 seat rooms. Now it was headed that way. You know what I mean? Like, it was the tidal wave was cresting. You know what I mean? Like, but it wasn't like that was. It's just like it took on a life of its own, man. That guy's career's amazing. It's astounding. I mean, it took off like a rocket ship. It's unbelievable, and I don't know if I'll witness anything like it up close and personal, like I've had the blessing of doing for the last few years, But yeah, man. I mean, writing with Luke is great. He's a great guy. I mean, like he's a good guy to be around. He's fun. He's funny. I mean, you've met him, dude. He is who he is, and what you see is what you get, honestly, like he says on that record.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so this question might get you in a little bit of trouble. Of all the co-writers you got, who's your favorite person to go turkey hunting with? I know that's a tough one.
Oh, man.
Because I know you go turkey hunting with a lot of people.
I know. I turkey hunt with all of them. I feel like we turkey hunt more than we write songs sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you do.
Man, it's all for different reasons. Let me think. Me and Dan Isbell turkey hunt a lot together. But man, actually not as much recently because he and his brother do that brothers hunt thing.
Yeah, which they kind of have to be partners out there in the field.
Yeah, so they're kind of nixed out because so it's the last 3 years, right? So it's like I have the best the best luck with Luke Combs because we've only been once together and we both killed a bird that morning.
Oh wow!
So no, we've been more than that. I take that back. We've been more than that. But at one point we were 1 for 1 and both with a bird. So it's got to be Luke because our batting average is so high.
Yeah,
what I mean?
It's 1,000.
Yeah, batting average is so high.
Have you been able to harvest a bird this year yet?
No, not yet. I don't even want to go there. It's been so frustrating, man. I've been so close, but
that's the beauty of turkey hunting, though, is like you get so close and there's so many chances, but like to actually be able to get one is sometimes very rare.
So yeah, man. No, and I think that's what keeps you coming back. It's like it's just like anything. It's like that golf shot. You know what I mean? It's like you can have a horrible round and then you stick one tight from like 165 out, and you're like, okay, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
You get that bird. It's like you get close, and they're so frustrating. I forget every year how much how insane they drive me, but yeah, man. Like I said, I went this morning. I'm gonna go again Wednesday. So
there you go. Yeah. It sounds like an addictive feeling. Like it's something, man, where when tis the season, you got to go. And I've never been hunting a day in my life. And the guys being who we're out with, working with a guy like Gary, who is all about the outdoors and hunting and very big into all that stuff. I hear about it and I'm learning a little bit about it, but it seems like some guys have been having some real good luck out there getting birds. Like a guy like John Langston posting a damn bird every other day.
I know.
Like, what the hell? Like, and I'm sitting over here like, how are people saying this is hard when a guy like John Langston every other day his Instagrams, oh look, a bird, and then or Luke, oh look, a bird, oh here's a bird with Ray, oh here's a bird with Newbie, here's a bird with this, and just seeing all these birds, and I guess because there's so many people out there, like it is a lot tougher than it looks.
No, every year's different. Every year's different. Like I was laughing. I think it was 2 years ago. I think I killed one on Saturday of opening morning and then one again on Sunday. And so it was just like I had 2 in the bag the first 2 days of season, and the rest is downhill. You know what I mean? You're like, man, I don't care if I kill another one. I'm good. As opposed to this year where I'm 3 weeks in and I still hadn't pulled the trigger yet.
Yeah. So. Now, do you hunt on public land, private land? How does that all work?
A little bit of both. I mean, I got a couple private land spots, and then same with public, got a couple different blocks that I like to go out to, and public sponge. There's a lot of ground to cover. You know what I mean? Those birds are a lot more skittish, but man, I love the challenge of getting out there after, man. So you find the right bird. It doesn't matter if you're on private or public. You know what I mean? He's just got to have that love and feeling. You know what I mean? And he's got to think you're that beautiful girl that he's gonna have that love and feeling with.
Oh yeah, it's funny though, because like where Matt lives, and I did a summer internship like up in South Jersey and stuff, and where I lived there, Like those birds just roam free, and like they'll stand in the middle of the road, and I'm just like, you wait till spring and it's on. But no, they don't have anybody like hunting them up there, so they just literally like around the neighborhood. You wake up, there's a beautiful tom in your backyard, and you're like, if there wasn't like 43 people around me right now that would report me to the cops, you'd be mine.
I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling. I'll drive 45 minutes to go to a spot. And then, like you said, it's like, there's quite a few birds around here. It's like, my wife was taking a walk the other morning and she walked out of our neighborhood, and then there's kind of an adjacent neighborhood up the deal. And there's a big tom over there that if you're up there around 8:30 in the morning, he stands in somebody's front yard and just hammers. He just gobbles and gobbles and gobbles while I'm driving 45 minutes down the road to chase these things that I can't even get to gobble at me. And it's like, well, there's one across the street hammering. It's frustrating.
It is. I used to live on Charlotte Pike, and there was a flock of turkeys that would come through Charlotte Pike all the time, like up near like Climb Nashville and all, pretty much Metro Nashville. And you're just like, gosh, I wish that you were, 45 minutes outside the city where I could do something about this.
They're either the smartest birds alive or the dumbest. I can't figure it out. And there's no in between. You know what I mean?
What does your turkey call sound like? And the reason I'm asking about that, we had a while back, an early episode, we had our buddy Andy Austin on. I don't know if you know Andy at all. So what he does, he's another writer doing the artist thing in town. But what he does 6 months a year, he goes out to like North Dakota and is like a hunting guide for that. So we had him do a turkey call on here. I know we're over Skype right now. What does a Randy Montana turkey call sound like?
Well, I can't even do it. I can't do it with my mouth. My son's better at it than I got to have I use like a mouth call. So I can't do it like that. He's probably better than I am. Like my son can make him gobble. He's got that. He does that squeak, man. And like you said, that bird up the road, he'll call at that bird, and that bird just hammers right back at him. He just uses his mouth call or just his mouth. You know what I mean? And then turkeys love it. They'll gobble at it. I can't do it, man. I mean, mine would be awful. I'd just be making it up on the spot. You know what I mean?
Oh, see, that shows how much I know about turkey hunting. See, I know with like duck calling, I've seen Duck Commander and Duck Dynasty and all that shit before. So I know there's like duck calls. I didn't know. See, a lot of people that I know do the thing with their hands. Like, I have no idea how to do it either, but I wasn't sure if you're a turkey call, like actual turkey call guy, or if you make it yourself.
There's some guys that can do. I wonder if that guy can he do like a gobble. I bet he can do like a gobble real well.
He can do everything.
We'll send you a video after this. We had him in the studio, and we got like a video of him doing it, and it's one of my favorite videos that I got on my phone.
Great.
Just seeing it.
I'm jealous of those guys that can do that, man. No, I use little mouth calls and slate calls and stuff like that. But
I was a big box call guy whenever I used to turkey hunt a lot. So
absolutely. No, I can't do that. I'm jealous of them for being able to do that, though.
Yeah. So hopefully you get a turkey soon, man.
Absolutely. I hope so.
Yeah, no, hopefully you get one on Wednesday, with today being Monday, and going out there, and that'll be cool. So we were talking too about, obviously right now everybody's kind of isolated at home, and you're writing all the time. That is your job. You are a professional songwriter. That's what you do. What's it been like doing the Zoom, Skype, FaceTime writes?
Man, it's been fine. I mean, it's so different. There's an energy in the room that you don't get over Skype, or Zoom or whatever we're using. But it took some getting used to. I'll just say, you know what I mean? Like, it took a little bit. I was super skeptical at first, and then I tried a few of them, at least people that I was comfortable writing with, people that I've been writing with for years, and that makes it a lot easier, because it's like you kind of, each other's nuances and kind of how the write goes, and you're comfortable, you know what I mean? And so, I've been getting songs though, you know what I mean? And still at least staying actively busy, that's, we're not just, as much sitting around as there is, it's like I'm actually able to work quite a bit from here.
Yeah. So. Yeah. You got to just keep on the grind as best you can.
Yeah.
Just like we're doing with our little mobile rig that we brought all the way up to freaking Delaware with us, of all freaking places. And then another thing, I wanted to ask you, so you do a lot of writing out on the road with people, where you were saying how you'll end up on a bus or out on the road with guys for a weekend. What's been like an interesting story, like a funny story where you're out on the road? Because I've seen you, you're out on the road. Obviously, you've done stuff being out with Luke. You've done stuff out on the road with Riley. And those are two fun camps where a lot of cool, crazy things happen. What's a memory that you can share with us, like a story about being on the road for a writing weekend or a writing run?
Oh man, I don't know, but you guys know it's like every camp's a little different. Every camp's a little bit different. Man, I'm trying to think of like a specific one. I remember I was out with Brantley Gilbert for a weekend, or for a week, and I didn't know Brantley at first. You know what I mean? Like he's a great guy. We had so much fun, but man, we would stay up. He likes to start at like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I've heard that before, that he's a real late night guy.
And so it was, and I didn't know that going in. It was like we got out there and the guy I was with, Brock, all of a sudden he's like, "Hey man, like Brantley likes to start pretty late." And I was like, "Well, what's late?" And he was like, 1-ish. I was like, "Oh, dude, well, that's fine, man. 1 in the afternoon, that's great with me." And he goes, "No, man, like more like 1:00 in the morning." And I was like, "Rock and roll, baby, let's go." You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. I just remember we watching the sunrise for 6 days straight with Brantley, but I can't think of any like specific. We've been pretty good. I mean, I remember buses breaking down and things like that. You know, having to jump off. I remember jumping off. I can't remember who we were out with. Bus broke down. We all had to get out on the side of the interstate, and I just remember we got on the band bus, and it was early in the morning, like sun was coming up. And they were running 2 buses, and I just remember there was 15 or 16 people on this bus, and people just sleeping everywhere. I can't even remember who we were out with, but I don't know, man. I don't have any good ones. I don't have anything that I can share right here.
Okay, I got you. Favorite pit stop on the road of like the Flying J's, Pilots, Casey's, Wawa. What's your favorite one?
Man, Buc-ee's in Texas.
Oh,
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
We've become so we've been doing a lot of runs in Texas recently, and a lot of stuff with guys like Co Wetzel and Parker, and just seeing the Texas scene. And Buc-ee's. You talk about everything's bigger in Texas. There's nothing like a Buc-ee's.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. It's literally, I mean, what can't you get at a Buc-ee's? Let's not talk about what you can get at a Buc-ee's. Let's talk about what you can't get at a Buc-ee's.
Yeah, you could get your clothes for the day, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can get a tree stand. Like you could get a shed. You could get
I literally got a case for my like mobile podcast stuff whenever I go out on the road. There's like a small interface. It's like a handgun case, but I converted it. It's got the pull foam and stuff. And it was like $70 at Buc-ee's, but everywhere else it was like $200.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a Buc-ee's stop on the road is like a 40-minute like addition in time.
You could decorate an entire house out of a Buc-ee's, couldn't you?
You literally can. So my girlfriend lives in Texas, and I go out there quite often to see her. And literally, like, we'll go and we'll buy decorations for the house. You know, I'll buy a shirt. I've literally like sweated through a shirt on the road and like bought a new shirt at Buc-ee's just because I didn't have anything else clean.
Yeah, dude, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable place.
Yeah, it is the top stop if you're in Texas, and I wish they had more of them. I know they have. I think they have them in Alabama too.
Yeah, they got one in Orange Beach, Alabama now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I want them to come. Could you imagine Buc-ee's comes to Tennessee?
I don't know if we got enough room for one.
Yeah, I think I think it's too jammed up now, and they're talking about and they've talked about a Whataburger coming to Tennessee, which would be cool.
I can see that happening, and I will not be mad about that either.
Yeah, are you big going out late now? With I know you have kids and stuff, and like you have that dad role in your life. But when you're out late, are you a Waffle House guy, cookout, or do you go downtown and go to the diner?
Oh man, I hadn't been out like that in a long time. But if I had, I'm more Waffle House. I always was Waffle House.
Keep it classic, yeah.
There's just something about sitting down and knowing you can sober up with a little bit of coffee and get your hash brown however the hell you want to get them, man. You smothered, covered, mothered, shruggered, I don't know what it is. Do all that to it. And And yeah, you walk out of there feeling like $1,000,000. I mean, the next morning you won't feel like $1,000,000, but in that moment you feel like $1,000,000, you know?
We've actually had the discussion what's worse, a alcoholic hangover or a Waffle House hangover.
Yeah, I think I will take a Waffle House hangover, man.
Yeah,
I think I'll
it's
take a
still
Waffle
different, but yeah, it's definitely a hangover in the morning after Waffle House.
Absolutely. It's its own deal, man. It is its own deal. Even when they were closing when everything started closing for all the coronavirus stuff, like, I mean, my Waffle House right up the road, that was the only one it was still open. And I was like, well, it's a necessary business or whatever they're called. Like like you have to have it. People have to have that Waffle House. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is highly essential for
Really,
sure.
It was,
That's what I'm looking for.
There's actually a Waffle House business model they're starting. So I was with a Christian band before I was with Muscadine and them, and we broke down outside of Atlanta one night, and literally the spark plug shot through the floorboard of the bus, and it was insane. But whenever we stopped, we like found a Waffle House, and it was at the time the only one, but now they've added a lot more. But it's a drive-through Waffle House.
Genius.
Yeah. Like you can still go inside and sit, but they have a drive-through window, and it's like a little bit more limited, like menu, but you can still get like all the essential stuff that you want.
That's genius, man. The place is printing money, I bet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a must stop right there when you see the drive-through Waffle House. So we're talking about the music and stuff. You have a song that you had that recently got cut and recently got put out and stuff with High Valley, the Canadian boys. Those guys are cool dudes. How'd you meet those guys? How do you know them?
I met Brad. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and he had just signed. They had just come. Actually, you know what? They had been in town a long time. I take that back. But they had just Make You Mine was just getting ready to come out. You know what I mean? And they had some heat there. And man, they're such cool guys.
They're ginormous dudes. They're like big guys.
Massive dudes. They're gorgeous dudes.
Canadians.
They're both like
Canadian tuxedos, V-neck shirts.
Yeah, man. and like the sweetest guys you'll ever meet in your life. And then, man, do you know their backstory? Like how far north they're from?
Yeah, they're from like way north. Like I don't know if you ever seen the show Letterkenny on Hulu, where it's like the country. Letterkenny's awesome. We can talk about that here in a second. But like, you think of like that as like the sticks? They're from way up north. Like there's nothing.
They're from that area of Canada where it's like, and I can't remember what latitude they told me they're at, but it's like it's the true like during the winter, there is like 30 minutes of daylight where the sun kind of comes up. And then in the summertime, it's like 24 hours of daylight and the sun kind of goes down for like 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like they're from that far north. He said in the wintertime, it's like outside of any like gas station or anything, it's all diesel trucks and like, or any store or anything like that is like, it's so cold. Like, nobody bothers turning their truck off, like, because you can't, like, it'll freeze up. So like they just like leave the truck. He told me that like you just leave your truck running like all winter long.
That's crazy. That's a whole nother level. That's way up in the north there. Like, and they're great dudes, and to see what they're doing what they've done on the Canadian circuit, and then what they've done here in the States, it's awesome. So what's the story behind that their latest single?
Well, it's cool, man. I mean, like when you hear it now, it sounds like we were kind of talking about this whole thing going on, you know, but I think we wrote that song in January. And, but yeah, man, I just sat down with, and I think Sun Came Up and The River's Still Running kind of fell out in the room. Just kind of, it's like, man, everything's going to be fine. You know what I mean? It's like, look around. It's like, you hear how bad everything is, and then you walk outside, and if you just lived on your phone or your computer, it's like, oh my God, the world's and sky is falling, and you walk outside and it's like, it's a blue sky and the birds are chirping, and you walk out, it's like, man, it's really not that bad. Everything's all right.
Yeah,
you know?
Turkeys are still gobbling. It's still
gobbling, man. All the best things start there.
Life is good. Yeah. So that one, River's still running. That's awesome that you got that one out there. And then you were talking about, we mentioned Letterkenny. Have you watched Letterkenny? Are you a fan?
Dude, I can't go deep with you because I've only scratched the surface. I think I've watched 2 episodes.
Okay.
That's a start. I'll tell you what, it is me for a while. That's like all that our friend group was watching. And we all worked as, we all used to work downtown as bouncers together. So we all had like the earpieces and the radios, and every call, the managers used to get pissed because we would just be saying, pitter patter, let's get at her. Or like Snipes and Sellies boys, or every code. Or we'd say like, if there was like a fight or there was like a kick out that we had to do, we'd say, hey, you up for a Tilly? You up for a Donnybrook? Like all of our code language was Letterkenny banter.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, it took me like half an episode to figure out what was going on because it's like you said, it's like they're speaking another language.
It's so dry. It's very like that British, like the original Office kind of humor, like Ricky Gervais style. But dude, it's a good show. We've watched a lot of that.
It's great. I need to get back on. I just did Ozark. I just finished
Ozark.
season 3 of Ozark. I'm a big Ozark fan. And then, man, what was it? What were we on? I did Outsiders on Hulu. That was pretty good. But man, like I said, it's like I got so many kids running around this damn house. I don't have time to watch any. By the time when I do have time, I'm tired, so I lay down and go to sleep.
So they actually on Hulu they have one that they've came out with now that's kind of a spinoff of Letterkenny. It's like the same characters and all, but it's animated and it's called Little Kenny, and it's supposed to be like aimed at kids, like problem solving and stuff like that. It's really cool. I actually watched a couple episodes.
They made a children's cartoon so you can watch it with your kids, and it's still got pitter patter, let's get at her, and all the references. It's like going back and watching SpongeBob now and seeing all the messed up things that were in like those Nickelodeon and Disney cartoons that went whoosh over our heads that were for our parents. Like it's sneaking some of those in there.
That's awesome.
They made a Letterkenny cartoon. They do
called
it all.
Little Kenny.
Little Kenny up in Canada. They do it all up there. Yeah, man. Definitely check that one out, man. So as far as 2020 goes now, we're in obviously interesting times right now. What was kind of the plan for you as far as like doing the songwriting thing, and what your kind of plan was before all this quarantine stuff, and what do people kind of gotta look forward to in terms of potential cuts and songs that might be coming out, all the Randy Montana fans out there like ourselves?
Yeah, man. No, dude, I just writing a lot. I've been writing with Luke and with Riley, and doing a lot of that. And then also, man, I started working with this guy, Tyler Braden. I don't know if you're familiar.
We're familiar with Tyler. So the guys in his band actually play on Broadway, and so we used to work at Dirk Bentley's bar at Whiskey Row. And the guys that make up his band, Mikey and Eric and Dean and that whole crew, they all play in a cover band together on Broadway. So we know Tyler and his crew very, very well.
I run sound at Whiskey Row still whenever it's open and all, but I run Monday nights, and they're like my closing band every Monday night. So it's Tyler Braden's band minus Tyler Braden, basically.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Well, his band's great. Dude.
Oh, they're awesome.
They're great. Yeah, I've been working with Tyler.
He's something special, dude. We like him a lot. He's that's a talent.
Man. He is a great singer, great songwriter, and so yeah, I produced that. I produced his kind of newer stuff that he's got coming out, and so I'm really excited about that, man. I mean, like I said, that guy's super talented, and I'm excited to see kind of what all the future holds for that guy, because like I say, he's got a great band, he's a great singer and great writer, and sky's the limit for him, I think,
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, we like hearing that. And Tyler, another 50 egg Jonathan Singleton guy too, which is really dope. And we've got some good friends in that camp too. One of our good buddies, I don't know if you know Jacob Lutz or not, if you've had the opportunity to work with him.
Love Jacob.
So Jacob, we first met him when you talk about like classes of people moving to town. When he first moved to town, his first gig in town was working sound at Whiskey Row. So we became buddies with him very early on, him and Colton Parker and that whole crew. And Jacob Lutz, cool dude as well.
He's great, man. Super talented, and we haven't written a song yet, but yeah, man, I watched him play. He did a whiskey jam. Golly, it was probably end of summer, maybe kind of right around there. And dude, it was great, man. He's talented, got that bluesy kind of feel to him, you know what I mean? And yeah, y'all are running with a good crew of guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a good crew of folks to be associated with.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just doing big things with your friends, you know? Like but the fact that like you get to work with your friends, it doesn't even feel like work, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like, with the Muscadine guys, like it never feels like we're working on the road. It's always just a big family thing. We're all just joking around and having fun out there.
Yeah. It's gotta be that way. If you're going to spend that many hours together in a van, you know what I mean? It was like, I used to say it was the 24 hours for 30. Every 24 hours spent together, you got 30 minutes on stage. And it was like, it's not, the show is awesome and that's what you're all doing it for, you know what I mean? But it's like, damn, you spend so much time together before that, hotel rooms, and like I said, flying around in that van and having to stop at every Buc-ee's that you see. I mean, it's just
yeah, stare neck granola for 30 minutes, as our tour manager Lee Langston likes to say when he's trying to get us to move.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get it, dude. I get it. And it's like, you better love each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. You better be all right with each other.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No room for egos and attitudes and all that shit. 8 guys in a Sprinter van. Y'all packed in tight. Got to get along. That's
right, man. That is right.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man. Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate you hanging out and taking the time out. Like I said, you're a monster writer, a great dude. We got a lot of mutual friends, and look forward to hanging out in Nashville once we get back down there. And we do writers rounds at Live Oak and stuff as well. It would be great to get you on one of those sometime. Maybe get you up there with Gary and Charlie.
Absolutely, man. No, thank y'all for having me today, man. This has been fun. This was really good.
Yeah, dude, we really appreciate it. And good luck out in the fields with those turkeys, man. Go and get you one. We'll be watching you on Instagram for when that picture pops up.
I'm gonna need some luck, man, because I've run out of answers. I'm out of answers.
Well, you'll get one soon. I'm sure of it, man.
Absolutely. No, we will.
Hell yeah. Well, Tyler, another episode in the books, dude.
Yeah, man. So Randy, real quick, tell everybody where they can find you on like Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. It's there pretty much, man. I do Instagram and Facebook at Randy Montana for both of those, and yeah, man, check it out.
Cool, man.
Hell yeah.
Make sure you go check him out, and hopefully you get to see him get one of those Thunderbirds soon.
So hammered down indeed. Big thanks to Randy Montana for joining us here on this episode of the In the Round podcast. You can always check us out. You can check out Randy, of course, on his social media platforms. You can also check us out at In the Round Podcast on Instagram, at In the Round Pod on Twitter. We're moving along more with the Facebook. Search us up on there, In the Round on Facebook. You can also find us on our personal accounts, which are what, Tyler?
If you want to follow my life, it's just a wandering Tyler. If you want to follow my food, it's definitely food pics with an underscore in between each one.
Yeah, you can follow what Boudreaux's eating. You can find me at Matt Burrill. So until next time, we will see you back here on the In the Round podcast.